So, Bruce Hara, if you wouldn't mind coming up here, my Hawaiian brother. I'm going the wrong way, buddy. Yes, go ahead. Thank you, Bruce. Bruce, thank you, my Hawaiian brother. Aloha.
Test. Oh, okay.
There you go. Well, thank you, Bruce. Well, welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here tonight and stepping up, giving back, inspiring others.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So why don't you just take us back, like the history of why you decided to join Lifestyles, and your beautiful wife's here tonight, but she doesn't want to come on stage, right? Yeah.
So I'll try and make this quick, but that if you know me, that's pretty much impossible. So we'll do this.
Bruce,
so
put it on your chin.
Okay.
Right there.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So when I started working, I would drive down to work. I live up in kind of northwest San Antonio, and I had worked down at Port San Antonio, so I had a 40-minute drive every morning. And every morning on talk radio, I would hear the same guys talking about this thing called Lifestyles Unlimited. And oddly, my wife and I had owned and sold houses over the years, so we understood the value of real estate. But, listening to this, I thought, yeah, real estate's great, but it's not for normal people like me. And so one of the things that, I heard it every morning for years. And then one time I went to our church camp, the men's retreat, and next to me was this guy. He was setting up his bunk, and as he was setting up his bunk, I noticed that he had a Fishers of Men Bible. I said, wow, he's a fisherman. I'm a fisherman. We got something in common. So we started to talk, and I found out, this guy is a veteran as well. He spent time in the military, 27 years. I did 27 years in the Air Force, and it's like, thank you. And so we did immediately hit it off. We developed a friendship, and we spent the weekend just talking, talking about God at the retreat as well. But we got to develop a great friendship. And as I was talking with him, I said, so what do you do? He said, well, I'm retired. I said, well, you're in the military. We both retired from the military, so we're retired, but yeah, I still got to work. So what do you do? And he said, no, I'm retired. So the great thing was we were able to talk about it some more. And as the weekend ended and we still continued to talk about things, I found out this guy's name was Al Gordon. And so it's like, Al Gordon, the guy on the radio, is the guy next to me. Both of us have our electric snorkels hooked up, and we were doing that. And he said, that's a normal guy. That's a normal guy like me. So I said, from that point, it was like, the light bulb switched on, and it's like, it can happen to normal people like me. So
that's awesome. Anybody not know Al Gordon, the voice of Lifestyles over here? He's got a face for radio. Have you seen? Are you guys digging the beard? Do you remember Al Gordon without the beard? It's a good one. It's looking very Old Testament, I feel like. Yeah, doesn't it? I'm just thinking Moses or something. Yeah, it's awesome. Amish. Sorry about that, buddy. Yep. Well, hey, so we kind of went over that, the why you ended up joining, and I don't want to get ahead of you, but that Billy Canoy inspiration. No, just whenever. I don't want to mess up. If you know which slide you want to go on, I definitely want to talk about that.
I'll do that last.
From Hawaii, yeah. How long were you in Hawaii? 27?
No,
or how long?
Born and raised in Hawaii, moved here in 2012.
Got it. Okay.
So 50 some odd years in Hawaii before coming out here.
That's awesome.
20 years.
29.
And you just wanted to change the scenery or something?
Had to come up for work. I mean,
The Air Force, the Chair Force, I call it, but
definitely Chair Force. Well, when you can choose to join the Chair Force, I specifically chose the Chair Force. I had two recruiters in my house. One was Army, one was Air Force. And the Army guy said, you can go camping anytime you want. And the other guy said, you can use your brain anytime you want. I said,
Oh, shots fired! Shots fired! That's fired.
to all my veteran friends out there,
Oh, yeah.
We should get back to real estate, or we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose half the room.
Well, that's good. So, well, what about this deal? So you joined not too long ago, a couple years ago, and you went up to Challenger Preferred. What year was that again?
so that was in 21.
21. And then you started buying houses. I know Joey's incorporated in the story at some point.
Yeah,
Your
so
boy.
we'll bring
Hold
Joey
on a
in.
second. You've done all of this success that we're gonna see in the past 2.5 years.
Yes.
Okay.
During the deadly
Keep that in mind.
pandemic.
COVID.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we did our 2-day, which was actually for 4 hours, we did that online because COVID locked everything down. So we just had to do everything online.
Yeah. Amazing. And now this house here on Paso Hondo, what year did you buy this one?
That we bought, we actually closed hard money in December of 22.
Okay, so this is one of the more recent ones.
Right.
And I understand, I may be jumping ahead a little bit, but you are in contract right now. Have you closed on the?
So we are in contract for number 4. So this is number 3, but
This
we
is
are also in
number 3.
contract for number 4.
That's amazing. You're just not stopping. You're just moving ahead.
Yeah, just moving.
That's good. Well, tell us about this house. Just more about it. What year built, bed, bath, and what'd you do to it?
So what we did was Adrian Cosita was our realtor, and the blast
Adrian,
went
you in the
out.
house?
And the blast went out, and we went and took a look at it. And as we were walking the house, and there was so much potential for this house, we wanted to do that. Unfortunately, my phone wasn't cooperating, so I wasn't able to get the earnest money deposited quickly. So I had a friend next to me. His name is Al Gordon, and he helped me
Thanks, Al.
get into that. And that's the thing, for all the new guys is you develop such awesome friendships in lifestyles, and you can rely on people. Some people you can call on, and it makes the dream real, right? So we were able to do that, and got into the house, got on contract, be able to close hard money in December of 22, and so this house is a 1950s build. So it has the tall 10-foot ceilings, all the original hardwood floors. So as you see, there is some tragedy that was happening over the years, a lot of deferred maintenance. We completely redid the kitchen, replaced all the cabinets, we put in granite countertops, we put subway tiles on the backsplash, and put in stainless steel appliances. So it just pops right now. As you look from the end of the kitchen out toward the living room, you can see how the floors just shine. It's a really nice look. And because of the tall ceilings, although the square footage isn't that much, it makes the house look bigger. So it just gives it that much of a really homey feel.
That's great. Well, that's awesome. And, I know you did all that hard work for the returns, so why don't you go over that for us?
Yeah, so let's see. Cash out of pocket was just a little over $19,000. It started out, the request was a little bit less, but as we found new things we had to address, it came up a little. The initial Quest ARV that Adrian put out had us at about 240,000.
240 for the after repair value.
Right.
Got it.
But when we went into the appraisal, the appraiser came back at almost 290,000. That made the house almost a zero out of pocket. But if we did the house zero out of pocket, the mortgage would have been so high that our cash flow would have been upside down. So we purposely left it low. We did about a 60% LTV, and that allowed us to cash flow small, but still positive, but the equity capture is ridiculous.
Yeah. So check that out, guys. For anyone new out there, where else in the market can you put in about 20,000 and get that back and 83,000 on top in a year? Are you planning on selling in a year and a day?
As long as the comps can keep us where we are,
Yeah.
definitely.
Awesome. Give them a round of applause. That's awesome. That's really good. I think, is this one of your better deals as far as equity capture?
This is number one on the equity
Yeah.
capture.
Very nice.
Not necessarily in the cash flow, but the equity capture.
I'd call this a home run, my friend.
So who's making 436% a year in their 401k? Anybody? You see how excited he got about his 436% gain?
Yeah.
I did it was excellent.
As soon as we can sell, I'm going to be really excellent.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is awesome. And of course, it's not just your one. Now, I believe you're also into multifamily, which we don't have on the screen. So how many passive investments do you have right now?
We're in 7 passive deals.
Seven
right now.
passive deals, right. But we're just talking about single family. And yeah, tell us a little bit more here.
Right. So the first 2 properties, Crystal River and Homewood Lane, that we actually got in 2021 when we joined. As soon as we joined as preferred in July of 21, I told my wife that I wanted to be in 2 single-family houses by the expo. And in 2021, I don't know if you remember, but the expo was in September in Irving. So I had from July to September to get into 2 houses. And as it turns out, we were rehabbing Homewood Lane as I was walking to the expo. So we were in 2 by expo.
Wow, that's awesome. And was that also with the Lifestyles Realtor that you bought them from, or?
Everything we have done has been through Lifestyles, the Lifestyles Realtors, the email blasts, all of the vendors. Everything has been with the assistance of Lifestyles. It couldn't happen without it.
Awesome. And we got Adrian in the back there. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you. Awesome. Well, that is great. Well, congrats on all your success. How's it changed your life?
So, as it shows here, now I have at least a better perspective on how I can retire. I was tired of, I did 27 years in Airforce. I was tired. But I still had to work. I still had to bring in a paycheck. So that kept me going. But as you saw in a previous slide, the 401k just tanked. The market's just not where it's going to be. My broker at the time said, "Don't worry, the market will recover." I said, "Yeah, the market will recover, but you're like 10 or 15 years younger than me, and some things will recover in your time, but it's not going to retire in my time by the time I'm ready to retire. So I need to make a change." So now I have a fresh perspective, gives me the opportunity to look forward to it. Some of the things haven't quite realized yet, but the roadmap is in place.
That's awesome. And what are the goals moving forward?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we're in house number 4. So in the next year or 2, we want to keep buying more. I have one house, the Paso Hondo one, should be ready to sell next year as soon as we hit a year and a day. When that is, then we'll be able to turn that over and continue to buy more properties.
And you, where was the last one you bought? What state was that?
So that's in Kansas City.
Kansas City, so Missouri, right?
Missouri.
Yeah, so folks, you don't just need to do it in your backyard. You can do it out of state as well.
Yeah, actually, if you look at that, all 4 are in slightly different areas. Crystal River is up by Conroe. Homewood Lane is in Houston. Paso Hondo is in San Antonio, and the next one is in Kansas City, Missouri.
You're all over the place, man. That's awesome. Well, good. What are some long-term goals?
So that's the tricky one. We're using single family, like you had mentioned. Right now, the equity capture in single family is huge. Cash flows suck, but equity captures are good. So what we want to do is use the equity captures to possibly look at going into an IRO.
Okay, got it. Adam, you got to get those interest rates down, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
For everybody, Adam has all of my mortgages, so he's a great asset.
Adam Welsh with CMG. Thank you, Adam. That's great.
He dropped an acronym. Can you explain what an IRO is?
Oh, yeah. You want to go ahead?
Independent rental owner.
Yep. Yeah. So instead of owning houses, he's going to own one of those little red apartments. Not
by
hotels.
himself. By him, or I guess she'll own it and you'll work.
Yes.
That's right.
Retirement for me just means work somewhere else.
Well, very good. Well, did you do all the work? Did you lift a hammer, man, or what
No,
happened there?
no.
Did you have a team?
Like I said, everything we've done in Lifestyles has been through a Lifestyles resource. So the realtors, the mentors, Joey was the first person I called when we first joined, and so I'm really glad that he's.
But he went to the better-looking gals. I get it, man. Yeah.
Well, sometimes some people are busy, so
Always time for you, man. Come on.
got the license plate of the bus. But Adrian and all the other realtors, many of the realtors in our conversations as we walk different houses, you learn from their experience, you learn from what they see the market's doing. So I'm really appreciative from all of them. And then, of course, Louis for insurance, Adam for all our mortgages, Kevin for
Kevin's back there.
He's inspected all of the houses we've looked at. So we've had a bunch of folks all throughout.
Yeah, that's awesome. Kevin, and thank you so much. You've been helping a lot of our members with inspections and going out to view some of our properties during, rehab. We really appreciate it. For people out of town or, out of state, it's been awesome. So.
Yeah. And for people out of town, these vendors are people you can trust. Give them a call, talk with them, understand who they are, and know that you can trust them. And I think for me, I'm a trust first kind of guy. So having somebody that we can just call and have an initial conversation and trust that they have our best interest in mind is crucial.
Yeah. What is, as we're getting to the end, we can't forget Billy Kanoy. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. So normally at the end, right, they ask, what would you tell
what would you tell investors
a
that
new, young person? So, and I'm going to paraphrase. You can find it online, but the former mayor of Hawaii County, his name is Billy Kanoy, once gave a commencement talk to one of the local universities. And here I'll paraphrase. He said, when you run into a problem, it's not no can. Again, it's a little bit in Hawaiian pidgin. It's not no can, but it's how can, because you always can. So in my simple mind, no can be overcome. How can is constantly looking for solutions, because there's always a solution out there. Don't let anything stop you, because always can. Something's always out there to make it possible. So for the Hawaii guys that are looking, hopefully you guys can see this. As Billy said, it's not no can, it's how can, because always can.
That's right. And that's an amazing YouTube video. You can find it. Billy Kanoy. How do you spell his last name?
Kenoi.
Yeah. It's a really good speech. So I encourage you to check it out. Well, before we wrap up, do we have any questions from anybody online or in the crowd? For Mr. Bruce Hara? Did you have any punk kids help you out on your properties?
So it's been a great journey. Joey's run across a number of things, and he's known we were doing lifestyles things, but it didn't kind of click.
Get up here, Joey.
There's Joey.
So he joined as a challenge member last June in Hawaii. So he flew from here all the way to Hawaii just so he can do the 2-day and signed up as a challenge member. And
I was in Florida, but yeah.
oh, sorry. Well, yeah. But anyway, he got motivated here. So what happened was, while there, he did that, and actually, house number 4 is his number 1. So inside of a year, he's gotten into his first house, and he's going to gain approximately $40,000 in equity from that house.
Wow. Congratulations. It's awesome.
There's legacy right there.
It's some legacy.
Legacy.
25 years old.
25?
25 years, yeah.
Do you want to say anything, Joey?
No, I'm not going to talk about fishing.
About real estate, that's right. No fishing.
Right.
No fishing.
For those that are my age that isn't it to you? It doesn't seem possible. I was in Florida, living on my own. I was working for professional sport fishing yachts, and I went to the 2-day that David Fisher taught it, and it all made sense. And within a year, I really consider myself when I started in December, when I started working on this Paso Hondo house. So inside of 9 months, I was able to secure my first property. This isn't the first property that I've tried to tackle. I tried to tackle my first property inside of 2 months, and just some things didn't work out because I have a very small window to make things happen. But Lifestyles affords us the ability to make that happen. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Give him a round of applause, guys. Thank you.
I just wanted to add about him because he's very, very involved with lifestyles, which amazes me. When I met him, probably like in September, probably last year, I was surprised, so young. And then he wanted to learn from me, from everybody, from Karen. I know she goes to your properties and she goes to the leads. You know, she was helping one of my friends too, just to learn, you know, helping to learn. So he's super involved. I'm very proud of you. Thank you. You know, you're an example for all these young guys. Thank you.
Hey, Joey.
Guys, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story and giving back. I think it's been a phenomenal one. Let's give him one more round of applause. All right.